In the last video, I showed you how I use Cadrage to preload all my cameras and lens setups so that I can see my shot before I shoot. But today, we're gonna take that to the next level, because right here, this is how they actually use director viewfinders in Hollywood. So why does the director's viewfinder even matter? Before we get into the rig, you need to understand something. A director's viewfinder is not just a gadget, it's a decision-making tool. This is how directors, DPs lock in composition, choose lenses, communicate vision, all without slowing down production. And if you've ever been on set, second-guessing your framing is not the wave, and this fixes that. My setup is built around the Zacuto Director Rig and my iPhone. Simple, yet powerful. But this turns your phone into something that actually feels like a cinema tool. You're not just holding up a screen. So why this rig? Number one, physical stability. When you're just using your phone, it feels casual. When you use a viewfinder, you slow down, you're intentional, your field of view is focused on the image only, no distractions. That alone changes the way you frame. Number two, professional presence. Let's be real. When you're on set, perception matters. Pulling this out or just a phone. Two completely different energies. It's like back in the day when they would say, build out your camera with a matte box and all the things because you don't want to look unprofessional. You want to make sure your camera is rigged out so they don't feel that, they're paying for something they can get at Best Buy, when technically you can get a lot of the good cameras at Best Buy. But that's for a completely different, video. People take your decisions more seriously, when that perception is there. And, with this viewfinder, not saying it's gonna revolutionize the way you look at your work, but it does, create a different vibe. When I pull out the viewfinder and I'm with a director and I tell them to look through it, they talk to me nicely. You know what I'm saying? They talk to me nice. Three is the precision with Cadrage, right? Now, combine this with Cadrage, you got accurate sensor, you got lens data, you got clean framing. Now your viewfinder is actually reliable, right? Putting it through your phone is one part, but adding the app, now we have a full frame viewfinder that was not available. When I did my research, the only ones I could find were $4,000. This rig is like $200 and you can use your own iPhone. So how do I use this on set? Here's my flow. I open up Cadrage, I select my camera preset, I walk on location, I frame my shot, and every now and then I'll, show the director, or if I'm directing, I'll show the DP, and, I'll show the crew in some cases, and this is a shot, right? We're not looking at folks talking, we're not seeing some guy, chewing right next to us. Everything is blocked out. This is a shot, and everyone instantly understands the vision. This isn't new, right? Directors have been using viewfinders forever, just not always digital. They've always been a tangible tool that has been only able to be utilized with a lens, and that goes for the Sigma FP, that goes for the super expensive viewfinder, but now we have the tools to do it this way. I know some folks like to use the iPad because of the better image. I know some folks like to use just the phone, but having the viewfinder creates that experience that's just different. And now we have tools that are faster, are cheaper, are way more flexible, and you don't need a massive budget to work like a high-level filmmaker anymore. If you're serious about directing, this is one of the easiest upgrades you can make. Not a new camera, not a new lens, just better pre-visualization. I hope you learned something. Hope this was helpful. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.